One of the Chicago area's best-loved crime fighters is back in Sarah Paretsky's new novel, Bodywork. Private investigator V.I. Warshawski solves a murder and develops a love interest in Paretsky's latest work in this edition of Authors Revealed.
Welcome to Authors Revealed. I'm so excited because we have author and New York Times best-selling author Sarah Paretsky with her 14th V.I. Warshawski investigative mystery novel. It's called Bodywork. Well, Sarah, welcome back to Naperville and Anderson's.
It's great to be here.
It's always a thrill to have one of the creators of one of our favorite investigators of all time back. So
thanks.
So, number 14.
It is.
Did you ever think when the first book was written back in '82, was it?
Yeah.
That you would still, this is your writing partner basically now for 14 books.
This book was in a way a departure, not from the series, but from how I wrote the previous novels. This one really started with the body artist sitting naked on her stool. And then, you know, I thought, oh, I was so clever and creative coming up with her. And then I started reading about what performance artists were really doing. And she's so tame compared to some of what's out there.
Well, and I thought that was so fascinating. So I want to know, what kind of research did you do to look into performance art, especially like performance art like this? And I know there's some really wild forms of performance art out there. But what did you do in the research?
Some of it was just online, looking at what was there. I had wanted to go to a body art convention, and unfortunately my husband had a serious illness the weekend I was supposed to go. And I suppose Norman Mailer would have just gone anyway. I went to a tattoo convention, but never to a body painting convention.
Right. But what happens in this story? Because I find it so interesting that so many books lately, not only for adults, obviously, but for young adults, and even for middle readers, there's that Iraqi or Afghani theme to it of soldiers coming back and how it affects their families and their lives.
My family served in every war this country has been in, going back to 1640. And so I feel a real passion and worry about these destroyed lives.
Right. There never was a character like her before. No. A woman who uses her wits as well as her fists.
In 6 of Chandler's 7 novels, it's a woman who is a sexual person who's responsible for everything that goes wrong. And then you start thinking about it, and it goes all the way back to Adam and Eve in the garden. Oh, the woman that thou gavest me made me do it, Adam says to God in the biggest cop-out line I ever heard. So I wanted to create a woman who would turn the tables on those stereotypes, but it took me almost a decade from when I started thinking about it and scribbling little paragraphs until I really wrote the first book.
We've had a great conversation with Sarah Paretsky, the New York Times best-selling author and Chicagoan, with her 14th V.I. Warshawski novel. It's called Bodywork. Back to you, Dolly.